Hi all. So in today's video we are going to see about unit 3, the importance of math for AI. So why maths is a required subject for studying artificial intelligence. So in today's video mainly we are going to focus on importance of math for AI, but in this unit if you see there are different topics which will explain about statistics, probability. So for that I have created a mind map so that you will have a high level overview what are all the topics and subtopics present. Yeah, let's move into. So if you see in unit 3, we have maths for AI, right? So we are going to mostly study about statistics and probability. And in this, if you see importance of math for AI, that is the topic which we are going to discuss more today. And also in the upcoming videos, I will post about statistics and its required applications. 2 to 3 applications we will see how we can apply statistics in our artificial intelligence and why is it required and why probability is required and its corresponding applications. So this everything we will see in detail. So in today's video we will see about importance of math for AI. Okay, so I will ask you one question. Okay, so for example, do you understand what is a pattern? Okay, since you are in standard 9, you will have a basic understanding of what a pattern is. So I will give you few examples. So for number 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So if I continue, what will be the next number? These are my questions to you. And next I will continue with 34, 31, okay, 28, 25, 22. So what will be the next number? Okay, and then third question. So in first year you are doing a business and in first year you are getting 1000 as a profit. Okay, 1000 profit, and in year 2 you are getting 2000 as a profit. Okay, and in year 3 you are getting 3000 as a profit. So as the years pass by, in 5th year how much profit will you get? That is my question. So here you know that it is an even number sequence. It is an even number. Okay. So difference of 2. So the next number will be 12. 12 is the answer. And then here if you see, if you add 22 plus 3, you will get 25. Then if you add 3, you will get the next number. So if I subtract, the answer I am going to get here is 19. So if I add 19 to 3, 22 I will be getting. So this is the answer. And for like that, we humans, we see with our eyes and we try to understand what pattern it is following and we are trying to come with a conclusion. So in the same way, for machines to understand the pattern, okay, so for machines to understand the pattern, it requires max. Okay, so it is like a eye. Okay, so using max, we are going to see in max what are all the main features it is using, like statistics and probability. Apart from that, it will be using linear algebra and calculus. Okay, so each chapter which we are going to focus will be focusing on different functionalities. When we take probability, it can predict the possibility of outcomes, how much it can predict this is the number of outcome it is possible. So like that, each topic will have a separate unique category which artificial intelligence use to identify these patterns. Okay, so max is a study of patterns. So first try to understand, but max is a study of patterns. So in a simple way, artificial intelligence, for a machine to recognize these patterns to make these decisions, okay, it requires mathematics. So that is why for artificial intelligence, max is a very important concept, because using max only, artificial intelligence, these kind of models are able to identify the patterns. So that is very important point. And just as you can identify the difference between a picture, so if I give you a picture of a dog and a cat, you can see and you are able to differentiate. In the same way, if I feed the machine computer and if I ask it to identify, how will it identify? So it uses max as to study the pattern and to identify the picture. Okay, now my next question is, why AI need max? Why AI need math? Okay, this is what we discussed, right? Mainly we humans, we see through our eyes and we identify these patterns. So in the same way, machines also, for identifying the patterns, it uses max. Okay, so machines identifies patterns using math. Okay, so this is very important. Just try to remember the core concept why maths is very important. That is the main topic which we are discussing today. And so in this, right, so we have different fields. So number one, if I take maths, so it first we see that it uses statistics. Second, it uses calculus. Third, it uses linear algebra. Okay. Fourth, it uses probability. Okay, so when you can ask me using statistics what we can find. Okay, so I would say for exploring the data we use statistics. So for example, I will give you a pattern 1 2 3 4 5. So if you find me the middle number, okay, middle number, it can be in different terms. I can say mean or average. Okay, so so for this case I would say it is 3. Since it is a very small set of number, I am able to identify it easily. But what if in case it is a very big set of numbers which can go up to lakhs and millions? In that time, human calculation, it will take so much time when we try to calculate it manually. So we use mathematics. For that we use statistics. We use formulas for finding the mean or average or anything. Okay, and then so mainly to find the middle value. So that is why we use mainly to find the middle number, mean and average, we use statistics. So statistics is a one part used by artificial intelligence. When it tries to understand the mean, average, it uses statistics. Okay, now the second is calculus. So for training and improving the AI model, right? So whenever we create an AI model, it understands the patterns. So to improve the AI model, we use calculus. So how we use calculus? The best example is I can give you a line. Okay. So if you see, based on our result, whichever is close to 1. Okay, so this will be the more better line. If it is a slant line, this will be considered as a more better line. Okay, but what happens when the data changes? Okay, this line will not remain the same every time. So for identifying these calculation, so AI will adjust its own path. Okay, and so for calculating more accurate line, it uses calculus. That is why it uses calculus. And next we see why we need linear algebra. So for finding unknown numbers, okay, unknown values or numbers, we use linear algebra. Okay, so in a series of numbers, when we want to find the unknown value or the missing value, we can use linear algebra. Okay, and also I can give you another example. So number 1, A has 2, so for example 2 cars, okay, and B has 3 cars and C has 5 cars. Okay, so this is just a partial data. Okay, we do not know the total number of cars present in the city, but if we want to know with this partial data what is the total number of cars present in that particular city, we can use linear algebra to identify the missing values. So even with the partial data, when we try to apply linear algebra, we can arrive to a conclusion that we are able to find the missing value. So that is why we need linear algebra. And then fourth one is probability. Why we need probability? So probability, it is the probability is used to predict different events. Okay, it is used to predict different events. It tells the machine how likely something is about to happen. So we have a scale for that, which can be measured from 0 to 1. So when I say 0, I assume it as impossible. Okay, impossible. And when I say 1, it is known as certain. Okay, so we have other terms also in between. So we will see about those terms when we see detail about the topic probability. For now, just try to understand the overall concept why we are going to use probability. Just we are going to predict the likely how much the event is going to occur or it is going to happen. So it can be measured between 0 and 1. Okay, so 0 means impossible, which cannot, it does not have any possibility to happen, and 1 means it is possible. Yes, it has a possibility to, it will happen. So yeah, we will see in the next video.